and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, they'll take to the stage on invisible strings. Once in my castle, their roles are assigned, their fates in the game, forever entwined. Under cover of night, the traitors will slay. Can a faithful fight back, or be the next play? Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. From the meek to the fierce, pawns to dictators, bound by the strings of the silent orchestrators. Every move, every breath, a twisted decree, a game of betrayal. No one's truly free. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Who can you trust when the darkness descends? The blade in the back, the whispers of friends. The court is a theater, the blood-stained stage, a dance of deception, a war in a cage. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Come friend, come foe, come one, come all, to the highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, all are mere puppets on invisible strings.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Traitors episode 4. Hey, Jackie.
Hey, Cooch. Oh my God, it was such a juicy episode.
It was so good. It was so good.
I was screaming at the TV.
Really, I was really mad when one person was safe, and then I screamed. But yeah,
Yeah, it was good though.
we'll get into all of it.
Yes, we will.
Hi to everybody. Hey, not that Lauren Marie. Hey, Kirsten. Hi, Jendy. Hello, Pippi. Hey, Christoph.
Hello, everybody.
I know, not that Lauren, Marie, Pippi, and Kirsten all watched all 4 episodes last night. So they are
Ooh,
caught up and super fresh.
then it's gonna be a juicy one for sure.
Christoph, it is on on Peacock. So it's an
Yes.
NBC show, but it's on their online streaming service. Jackie did say though that like next week, I think they're running a couple of episodes back to back, like the first 2 episodes to try to advertise for it on regular
NBC.
TV.
Yep. On the 20th.
Yeah, and we'll be like on episode 6 or so at that point, 5 or 6.
On
But
almost 5.
but it's a really good show, Christoph. It's a really fun competition reality show. Where you
Yes.
get to be evil and chop people's heads off and be underhanded, um, all for money and TV exposure.
Yes.
not just on YouTube because you have nothing better to do. um,
Though it would be an interesting game here on YouTube if we got some people to play.
yeah, the actual game, but a lot of
Yes.
times this place already feels like Traitors or Big Brother, with all the evil and none of the rewards.
Yes.
So, oh, you're a TLC junkie. Yeah, that makes sense because of all of the 90-day stuff.
I like TLC too. I just got into the Balin show with the girl that has Tourette's, and I really love that show on TLC right now.
Oh, that's what Heidi was talking about this morning. I had no idea.
Oh,
Heidi,
it's
I
so
think,
good.
talked about that this morning. Her and Debbie H.
Oh, okay.
And I heard him say the name Balin, and I heard him talking about somebody. It sounded like they were talking about somebody with Tourette's, but I wasn't 100% sure. But now that you said that, it puts it all together for me.
Oh, yeah. And she has a huge following on TikTok. And it's actually funny because she does have a YouTube channel, but someone created a YouTube channel before she did. And they have more followers than she does on YouTube. Like I'm saying, like 100K more followers on
They
YouTube.
all think
And
that's
they're
her.
using her name and her videos and all of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I kind of left a comment and tried to point her in the right direction on who to contact and all of that. I'm like, dude, why don't you just talk to TLC too? Like TLC can help you with this as well. Like, I mean, they know the right people.
Right? Okay, Pippi has been blasphemous towards our amazing host.
But he's so good. I
He's
love
amazing.
Alan.
Call him Pee Wee Herman? How dare you?
His fashion sense this episode with his moss on the
It was so
oh my god, it was so beautiful.
I thought it was horrible.
I thought it was unique for sure. And then Lala had her beautiful like little skirt on too that matched. So
Yes. It was super couture, but I was not a fan of it. But yeah, it was definitely super couture, so I could see it's hit or miss on if you love it or hate it kind of thing.
yes, yes. It's one of those.
But I liked the green kind of tooly stuff that went with it. I thought that was interesting.
Yes.
So I did not take any pictures this week, so we are picture free. I did upload that short that you sent me though this morning
Yes. Oh
to
my god, that was
show
great.
everybody. So let me do that really quick. This is pretty funny.
Most Reality wants to know why Sandoval was so sweaty. Was the castle cold or hot?
The castle was not cold. I think Sandoval was imbibing in probably drinking a lot of Coke or something, and it had too much sugar in his system.
Okay. Lisa.
Bitch, what the fuck, 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 bitch, what the fuck.
Okay, that was horrible because I formatted it wrong.
But still, you got the point.
Yes, got the point, but
You can check out it's a Bravo World on IG. They love making fun of Sandoval. And I love it too.
it looks like TikTok is permanently down. I saw.
Ooh.
I didn't see firsthand. I saw Legal Eagle posted something about
Huh.
TikTok. So
That's
yeah,
weird. I got a notification this morning that someone went live on TikTok. So that's Weird.
It looks like he posted something 2 hours ago.
Huh.
So yeah, I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Yes. Okay, so at the end of last week's episode, the traitors were all in the secret room, and Danielle was walking out, and Gabby spotted Danielle walking out of that secret room. And that's how
Yes.
the episode ended.
I thought it was interesting when they started it off because Gabby's like, let me leave before I get caught because I'm afraid she's going to kill me.
Yes, I thought that was hilarious. She's like, either they'll think that she'll either have me killed or she'll kill me right now.
Yes. But she was onto something. And
Right. She was completely.
it flipped completely. And that's just how these episodes work, though.
Right. It was really cool. It actually turned out really interesting because what happened after Gabby scurried away is that as they walked out, Rob accidentally left the secret door open.
Yes.
So the door's open and Efron saunters into the bar room and discovers it.
Yes. And he's like in the bookcase room, like, something's not right here. And he's searching. And Danielle, like, immediately goes back in and she's like, what is he looking at? And he's just like, something's not right. And he actually goes to where, like, the RIP box is.
Yes.
And, like, he doesn't even open it. And it's like, oh my God, you were so close. You're so close.
But he kept saying something's not right. I felt like something changed and I was confused because when Sierra walked in, she said, have we ever even seen this room before? And he acted like they'd seen the room before and something was different. But maybe it was a little bit confusing because that was the first time they'd seen the room.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the first time they'd seen the room. They did see the room in episode 1.
Oh.
When they were searching through the house. And Dylan even said, he's like, I swear there was a dagger here or something. And there was. Right. And the dagger was gone.
That's when they saw the room. I was trying to figure that out.
Yes. But no one really has gone into it really except for the traitors.
Okay. Until then. And then we had, from what it looked like, it was really just Dylan and Danielle and Sierra.
Yes.
But it's gonna be pretty important later. So what it seemed to be like really stupid, like, oh my God, how could Rob be so stupid? But
yeah.
So then that happened. And then after that, Alan gathers all of the players outside and they're all walking downstairs and they start to see the 3 coffins and they're all looking a little terrified.
Yes. And that's when Dylan's like, I knew something was going on, but I didn't expect this.
Right. Yeah, because he realized at the end, he did realize they were too late for whatever happened. They were too late.
Yes.
And then that happens where they walk outside, they see the coffins, and then Alan explains that the traitors had to shortlist 3 players in plain sight of everybody. And so they were busy doing that and picked out 3 players, and those 3 players would have to enter into the coffins.
And it could be a traitor or a faithful.
Yep, could be a traitor or a faithful. And for one of them, it would be their final night. They would be going to hell, and the other 2 would be returning from hell.
Yes.
Hey, sweets.
And then that's when Alan announced that it was Jeremy, Nikki, and Sierra. And Rob's face when Rob, they zoomed in on Rob for some reason. His face was like, oh my God, like something happened that maybe he didn't realize, but maybe that was just his MO too. But I focused on that for some reason. I'm like, damn, Rob, did you not know these 3 people were picked? No, you're a traitor.
Good. He actually is able to really make it look like he's not being fake. He's just that good.
He is.
I mean, it was so impressive, but we'll get there.
Yes.
My favorite part, this might even have been my favorite part of the entire episode, was this and the explanation down the road. Alan asked for all 3 of them if they had any final words. And Sierra, I love Sierra.
Loved it.
so much. And she said, I want to find you and I'm going to fucking hunt you down.
Yes. She's
And
like,
then they shut the
I'm a
coffin on her.
fucking faithful and I hope you believe me when I say this, but I'm gonna find you and fucking hunt you down.
Yes.
I loved it.
Me too. I like to clap. Yay.
And
Sierra.
Nikki was like, my biggest asset is my strength and I could bring to the missions and help grow the pot. And I'm like, girl, you're trying to persuade them.
Oh,
What are you saying right now?
right. And then let's see.
Then Jeremy gave his last words, which he's just like, I'll try and find y'all and if you keep me, I'll work with you. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
Jeremy.
Yeah, it wasn't. I felt bad for him too because he wanted to win, but it was
I
he wasn't
know.
going to make it with the likes of Rob and Wes and Derek and all those people. He didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
So basically, then they go in and they nail the coffin shut.
Well, they go inside, and Tom is standing there when everyone's like Alan's like, everyone leave, and he's just Sandoval's just staring there, and Alan's like, go, Tom, go, don't linger. And I was laughing. I was like, of course, he looks like a bump on a log. Like, what the hell's going on here?
Right. um. Oh, and then they were also saying when they picked Jeremy, Rob was saying that they were the Traitors did well because basically they were getting 3 kills for the price of 1 because they did not put any traitors into the thing, but
Yes.
everybody is 100% certain that at least one, if a few people thought 2, but everybody pretty much decided there was at least one traitor that had to have been in the coffin. So since
Yes.
Jeremy's gone, either Sierra or Nikki absolutely has to be a traitor. It just has to be, is what they had decided at this point. When um, right, I think I got a little bit ahead of us, but yes.
Oh no, you're fine. And so the traders were the ones that actually got to put the nails in the coffin, and Bob the drag queen got to do it, and he took such pleasure in doing it. It was amusing to see.
It was. It was. um,
But Rob was onto something when he said, like, we get 3 kills for the price of 1, because that's exactly how everybody was feeling. And we go into the breakfast, and that's kind of like what they were all discussing during breakfast.
yes. And I loved how the 4 ladies, Robin, Dolores, Gabby, and Chriselle all came in first.
Yes, I
And
loved Chriselle's outfit too. Her pink sparkly outfit. Oh, I loved it.
oh, that was so cute. And then Gabby tells them about Danielle in the bar room and how sus it was, but how she just kind of ran away because she didn't want to get caught. Um,
Yep.
Robin and Dolores are then very adamant that there's no possible way Danielle could be a traitor.
I know. I was like, oh my God.
And
You
little Miss
ladies.
Gabby, who Danielle doesn't think much about, is like, I don't know.
But that's where it's like Tony's theory is finally playing out, because that's where they're starting to believe, like, well, someone's definitely a traitor in the box. So whoever isn't killed, one of them's a traitor.
Right.
And I was like, oh, damn it, Rob. You're so right.
Yep. Yep. And then now the next in, where is it? Ivor, Brittany, and Sam. I always want to get his name wrong. Is it Ivor?
Yes, it's Ivor. I call him
I always
Lord.
Ivor, Lord. He's not
Yeah.
my lord, so
No, but he is a Lord.
he's a lord.
And how about Sam's freaking headband? And
I
they were like,
love that. That
he's
was so
like, oh, you have a great headband. Where'd you get it? He's like, I got it from Brittany. And everyone's looking around like, which Brittany? Britney Spears or the Brittany that you walked
well.
in with?
Chriselle and Robin's eyes lit up like they were her biggest fans. They got stars in their eyes, thinking that they were sitting that close to like the real Britney's headband.
Yes,
It was really funny.
it was.
And then after that, we had Bob H, Carolyn, and Wes.
Yep. And Carolyn says in her confessional that last night the murder was so hard and crazy and it doesn't feel good. She was actually crying and she's like, no one is listening to me. No one's hearing me. And I'm like, yeah, they're not. And they should. But there's more powerful people than Carolyn.
Right. And she's pretty much right with most of it, and they're not listening. I feel like I identify with Carolyn a little bit in that aspect of life.
Me too.
I love it. I love it. I like that person. I really enjoy her personality in these games.
Yes. And Dolores brings up to everybody that just walked in, like, you know, they had to congregate last night, and did anyone see anyone congregating about the murders? And that's where, like, Brittany says that something felt weird and everyone just went quiet. And then that's when another knock came on the door and more people came in.
Yes.
Which
And
was, I think, Bob the Drag Queen, Rob, Sandoval, and Dylan all came in. And of course, Bob jokes like, are you ready for this boy band? I'm like, no, not with Sandoval.
No, right, really. As Pippi says, she hopes both Tom and Sam cry like babies at the end. And hello, Simply Blonde, welcome.
I agree.
Sam, I'm undecided on, but I don't know the whole Sam and Brittany saga, so I just don't have an opinion on him one way or the other.
I don't like him. He's the type, he used her for her fame and money. And Sandoval is just Sandoval. He's just a dirtbag. And what people don't know is, like, during this time, he had issues with his friend Billy Lee from Vanderpump, where she was exposing all of those dark secrets on her podcast. And that's when Up and Adam did an interview with Victoria and Kyle Chan, and it all played together because, like, very soon after, Sandoval then did his podcast. But that's probably why he was sweating so hard. They made that joke on the BPR fan Reddit that he wasn't sweating because of the game. He was sweating because he had shit going on at home.
I don't know. I kind of agreed with Chriselle in what she was insinuating. Because
yes.
he's completely that type that's going to
drink a lot of sugar.
Lifestyle. Hi, Christine Fortunato.
Well, that was also the point, too, when he wasn't drinking, but we find out he was actually drinking, and it shows on the Traitors, too, because I've noticed what he's been drinking, so.
Right. And it's always been all about the pasta for all of them, so.
Yeah, yes.
So let's see. Then we've got, so then that's where they kind of, after Bob and Tom and Rob and Dylan came in, they were all deciding that, yes, definitely there were traitors in the coffins. Then Danielle and Derek come in.
Yes.
Then that's when Robin leans in and asks the ladies if they think it's a good idea to bring up Danielle in the bookcase.
Yes. And then Robin just kind of, like, leads with it, saying, like, oh, well, people were in the bookcase last night, which Danielle turns so fast when she says this with, like, a shocked look on her face. And Robin says, clearly that's where the traitors met. And Gabby then says, like, well, who was in the bookcase last night? And Danielle, like, still looks shocked on her face. And that's when Dolores asks, like, well, who was in it? And Danielle says, well, Dylan and I went in the bookcase. And then Bob the Drag Queen chimed in and was like, well, we were just telling the new guys where the bookcase room was, and I was in there too. And it's like, they didn't see you, though.
Right.
You're just kind of ratting on yourself.
Because of Rob leaving it open, that they were able to get away with completely snowing everybody because of Rob's mistake. And how it worked out in their favor so much, I loved.
And Danielle also looks at Derek and says, I think the traitor is the girl next door. And she kind of looks at Gabby, and it's like, oh, Danielle, you're playing your cards, girl.
Yes. And then she's a little bit concerned Gabby is onto her. And then says, no, because Gabby's too cute. Like, well, Gabby's on you. She may be cute, but she's also on you.
But she also flip-flops her decisions very quickly. Yeah. So I don't think she's really onto her as much as she says she was at that point.
That's true. Editing is true. She does flip-flop a lot. She said that she could change her mind and, in just 5 minutes she can feel differently. So
yeah. Yep.
That's true. um, and then I guess last time were Sierra and Nikki, and everybody was shocked. Everybody was so shocked to see Sierra because how dare Sierra cuss at people?
Right?
I mean,
It's like, gosh, people, it's a little swear word. She's gunning for people. That should show you who she is. She's ready to find whoever put her in this goddamn coffin.
right?
But they didn't take it that way.
No.
And they don't know Sierra, and that's just Sierra's personality.
Right. And then we've got Jeremy crying. Jeremy's upset in the confessional. He starts to tear up, and then that's when Carolyn starts bawling in the confessional about having to get rid of Jeremy. She hated that decision.
Yes. She's like, in Survivor, we're welcome to the family, and she feels like she just had to kill somebody in her family.
Yes.
I felt bad
and
for her.
This is where Nikki said that she heard soft feet and that there was no possible way it could be Bob the Drag Queen because she heard soft feet
Yes.
nailing the coffins.
Yes. I was like, oh. But people like Danielle wanted to know more. She looked at Nikki and she's like, so you heard light feet? And Nikki's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And then Nikki says in the confessional, she's like, before Jeremy left, they were talking about how he suspected Danielle, and now Danielle's asking her questions, and she's on to her.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, thank you, Jeremy, for that little bit before you left.
Yep. And then let's see, Alan comes in and says, he says, I don't even know. I don't know if this is a joke, like in, I guess, other European countries, or if just, I always assumed this was an American kind of joke. But he says, look who's gone off to the farm, and throws Jeremy's picture down.
Yes.
Like, oh, the dog's gone off to die at the farm.
Oh yes.
And then they do the mission.
Yes.
Oh wait, no! Before the mission, though, that's when Tom
Oh
gets
my
through.
gosh. Yes.
Sam, Robin, Brittany, Bob the Drag Queen, and Carolyn. And you can go ahead and talk about this.
Yeah, so they're at the table and Tom's just like, I need to say something. And Sam's like, I think you need a drink of water. But then Tom's like, I think that Sierra got recruited last night. And if Jeremy or Nikki got murdered, that immediately they would think like the other person. And I'm like, oh, Tom, shut up. You don't know anything. He really just pisses me off.
But then some of them started agreeing. Although, now, did you notice how Carolyn's face gets all? She gets this. Here's how I describe her faces, and I love her faces because she gets them all twisted and cringy, crazy, and it looks like her face is saying, "Y'all motherfuckers, I'm confused. Y'all look stupid, and I'm confused,
Yes.
and y'all look stupid. What the fuck's going on?"
Yes. Yes.
And she does so good at that face, and she did that face like that was like infamous through Survivor. That face, I love it.
Yep. And Rob and Derek, Nikki and Gabby were outside, and Rob kept putting that theory out there that a traitor had to put themselves in there, and one of the two were a traitor. So he was kind of throwing that out there for people with Nikki there so that people would vote for Sierra. And I'm just like, you're a smart guy, Rob. You are. You are.
And then she walks in the room and the subject changes.
Yes. And also, Dylan and Dolores, too. They had a conversation.
Yep.
And they say the same thing about, like, Nikki and how them two saying that Nikki was a traitor is bullshit. And that they think that Bob the Drag Queen is a traitor. And I was like, ooh, yes. You guys are on the right path. But Dolores is also like, let's not bring that out right now because Bob will definitely kill you.
Right.
If he is.
Ready for that to come
Yeah.
out. She's like, I agree, but let's just sit on that. You had Wes telling Danielle, Bob H. and Ivor that it was Nikki, and his theory is because she's a performer for a living, and she has to go all out and do these crazy big performances to be, on the WWE circuits and all this stuff, and she just makes a living out of being so extra. And then all of a sudden she comes onto the show and she's just like, nothing.
Not extra. Yes.
Oh my God, how dare she be herself? But okay, anyway, let's continue this theory.
And she hasn't been on the WWE in such a long time. Like,
I
it's at least
would
10 years.
I don't watch the WWE, but I would assume that people don't go around in their real lives acting like they do on TV.
Well, Nikki Bella, yes. She's very extra. Her
Oh,
sister
okay.
Brie isn't, where like Nikki was, because she dated John Cena, and then she dated like Artem, the guy from Dancing with the Stars, and married him, had a kid, and now I think they're getting divorced. But Nikki's always been very extra and like
Okay, so
the
Wes is right.
popular sister.
So this theory is a smart theory, okay? Because I was like,
Yes.
what the heck? Why isn't she just like whatever? She's just on a different show.
Oh
Okay, so
no,
yeah,
she's very
Wes's
extra.
theory is that because she's not extra, she must be a traitor.
Yeah.
Rob was outside, and he asked Derek and Nikki and Chriselle if they thought a traitor was in the box. Nikki said no because it was easier to throw onto others. She's like the
Yep.
only one, though, of everybody who really didn't think a traitor was in the box.
And she was right too.
Yep, and she was right. Then we finally get on to the mission, and so far they've got $35 in the pot. This mission, I don't know if you guys
$35.
yeah,
35K.
I said, oh my God, $35.
That would be
Well,
interesting.
I mean, they've got to carry up what looks like those big old Easter Island statues. Like those are called like what Moabs? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Moab heads or whatever of the Moabs. So you have to get there's they've got 10 heads. 18 heads and 10 bodies. They've got 45 minutes on the clock, and you have to get 10 heads onto 10 bodies. Those all get shields. The other 8 heads are up for murder.
Yes, because the heads had everybody's name on it.
Right.
So whoever's name got on the statue of that point in the 10 gets that shield for the night.
Right. And then not that Lauren me. It was so funny. And Tom said, I need to say something. Then he sits there staring at them like a complete dumbass until he was told to drink some water.
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of feel like that's me sometimes on a stream, though. Hey.
But when he came to this mission, though, and Alan like hit the horn, he was the first person to grab a body and head. Well, actually, it was a head. It was his head, and he head the hell up that hill very fast. And I'm like, well, see, that's you're working out, because we always see him working out on Vanderpump. I'm like, I guess it's paying off, but of course you're going to go for your head and place it next to like where the statues go, so that way you get a shield. Because he was in the car going, I need a shield. I need a shield. I'm like, of course, like you're going to be that person.
And then when he came to the body, he was a complete dick because other people carried the body up. He comes in at the very end and grabs one of the ends of the bodies and then stakes his claim on it.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, you are such a selfish dick.
And Robin even says it too. She's like, that's what we call a selfish piece of shit. And I'm like, yes.
And then Gabby called it Stonehenge from hell. I thought that was hilarious. Like, at least she tried.
Yeah. I felt bad for Bob H, because he was talking about his heart attack. Yes. And he looked like he was pushing himself so hard and just struggling. And of course, he was the second person to get a head on a statue, which I thought that was very nice.
Yes. And it was rough. I mean, it was really rough for him having to struggle like that with being so physically active, and that's how he built his professional career, was on his physical activity and getting people into shape. And so he had like this crazy reality check when he realized he couldn't do that, but then he also realized that he only had a 20% shot of even living to begin with. So it's like, you're glad you're alive, but damn, your body's not doing what you feel like it should be able to still do. So that was an interesting juxtaposition. And then Brittany was helping him. Brittany's like, my Peloton did not teach me how to carry shit up a hill.
Yes, I loved that. Oh. And then the next person to put their head on the statue is Bob the drag queen. Okay. Which I was just like, okay, like, of course you would.
Good, you got the orders because
I
I just got
do.
who all got the heads on. I started to write down who didn't, but it was easier to do. Okay, so then who was after Bob?
Dylan was the next person. Then we have Lord, who tells us that like the more selfish players are putting their heads next to the bases so that once a body gets up there that someone's just going to put the head on the statue, which is so true. Which then West is the next person to put his head on a statue.
Yeah,
Then
it
we
was all
have,
those guys.
yeah, then Brittany, we finally got a female on.
Yep.
Then Danielle, Trishelle, and then Dolores is the only person, and it's the last statue. And she asked if someone could put her head on the last statue. And of course, Sierra's like, but Bob, at one point, Bob, when they were going up and down the hill, Bob the drag queen tells Sierra that people think she's a traitor. And Sierra's like, my head needs to go up there. I need to be saved.
Right.
And of course, Dolores asks, and they oblige. And Derek, who was helping everybody, he didn't even care if his head got on a statue, put it up there for Dolores.
Yep. And Sierra was so upset. I felt so bad for Sierra.
Me too. I love Sierra.
I do too. I want her to do well in this, and they're giving her a hard time, and I don't like it.
I know.
And then let's see. From there,
Well, Alan asked them after all the heads are on the statue and then they get the 20K. He asked if anybody felt like slighted by their head not being on the statue. And of course, Bob the drag queen throws out that the new guys, one of them has to be a traitor. And he kind of is throwing like Rob under the bus at this point and putting a target on him.
He said that one of the new guys would have to be a traitor because a head up there. Wait a minute, because one needs a head up there, and we all think one of them might be a traitor, but they all got head. Wait, Derek was the only one that didn't get a head up there. Rob and Wes both got heads up there, and Derek didn't.
Yep.
So yeah, and Bob didn't even need to speak up because Bob's head was up there.
I know. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
So that completely set Rob onto a different path and changed the whole course of the night.
It did.
And Rob is a man on a mission, and Rob can get shit done. And so if you've never seen Rob play, you saw him last night.
Oh, it was good. It was so good to see. I love Rob now. I do. I can see why you love him.
Kind of amazing. And I love to hear him talk because he's just so Boston and so monotone, and it just kind of cracks me up.
I know. I love it. It's from like kind of my hood. We're in the tri-state area, so
Okay.
I love him even more because if people don't know, I'm from Connecticut, so Mass ain't that far.
So 3 of the 4 traitors got their heads up there, so only 7 faithfuls had shields. Yeah, Carolyn was the one traitor that didn't get her head up there.
Yep.
And he threw Rob totally under the bus. Yep.
I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you even speaking? Like, your head is up there, Bob. Like, why are you even speaking? Like, let Sierra speak. Let somebody else, like Nikki, speak, or whoever doesn't have a head up there. Like, that was what Alan was asking.
I would never intentionally point at Wes and Rob for anything. I would never put a target on them like out in the open like that.
Right?
You don't do that.
Yeah.
So then after that, we've got, let's see, then that happens. So then Rob is going to start planting the seed all around the house to try to get Bob the drag queen out. Little Dylan Efron gets so excited by Rob, and he's just, Dylan is just so infatuated with Rob. That is Dylan. Dylan's pretty good at the game, but Rob is Dylan's blind spot. 100%.
Well, he did say to Lord, that's what I call him. He said to Lord after Rob left, he's like, I think that we're being played. And I caught that. I was like, well, you kind of are being played, but like in a good way. What you don't realize is like these traitors are going after each other.
Well, and he doesn't know that Rob's playing him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, he's got a blind spot for Rob 100%, which is why Rob's going to make him his bitch by the end of this episode. That's what Rob does. So Rob ends up pulling out Carolyn and Danielle and telling them about the plan. Danielle did not want it to be tonight, and so she's going to go try and flip the votes over to Nikki.
Oh yeah, when she heard that they were trying to shut Bob the drag queen out, Danielle was like, "That's my ride or die," and she was so miserable to hear that she was like, "Nope, this isn't happening. No, no, no. You better go around and tell everybody not to do this." And Rob doesn't do it, which I was kind of happy to see.
And Laura Marie Pippi's correct. So don't get it twisted. She's right. He is kind of smarmy though. I can see how people might think he's a little smarmy.
Yeah.
I get that, but he's Rob. I mean, he's Rob C. He kind of can't do much wrong, so.
And hey, Christine, I just saw you in my chat. Hey.
Well, she's been here for a minute.
I'm looking at my notes. That's why.
I said hi to her. I caught her when she came in.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Let's see. So then they finally, I think, sit down at the round table.
Yeah.
And the prize is up to $55K because they won $20,000 at the mission that they just had with the Moabs. And then Wes starts, and he starts on Nikki. Tells Nikki right away that he's coming for her, and he thinks she's a traitor.
Yep. And then she's just like, "Well, if you think that I'm a traitor," and she points to him and she says, "This is the person you need to worry about." And I'm like, "Okay,
she's like, silence is golden, and Wes, you rambled a lot, and that's sus."
Yeah. Yep.
And then at that point, Derek speaks up and says, Sierra did not plead for her life in the coffin, so that's suspicious. And guilty people use and he's a cop. And guilty people, he is found, use profanity to show emotion.
I'm like, shut up, because I use profanity all the time when I'm happy, sad, miserable.
Like, Derek, that's why I fucking hated you on Big Brother. You play your pop attitude, and I can't stand you. Ooh.
Oh, that made me so mad. I'm like,
yes, it made
she's a nurse. Like, you clearly don't know her profession either.
Right.
Like,
and as she says, I am a nurse. I don't lie. I have had to tell many people that they were going to live or die, and I've never told a lie ever in my life. I am not built to do that.
Yes. Yep. And then that's when Rob, because they're going back and forth with Nikki and Sierra, and Rob, that's when he decides to scream out that they're all fighting against each other and that he's played these games for a long time, and he believes that people have their eyes closed, and he believes that there's one person that people love and admire for, but that person is a traitor.
Yep.
And then he looks at Bob, the drag queen, and Bob was shocked, and then he says Bob's name.
Yep. And then Bob says he will tell a joke, but he'll never tell a lie. And he's a faithful, and he swears to God 9 words. I swear to God I am a faithful. Bob says, I got 2 words for you. You're not.
Yes. And then Bob the drag queen then starts screaming, "I'm standing 10 toes down," while pondering the table, looking at everybody, and he's just like, "I actually am telling the truth here." And he like kind of says that Rob is trying to use him, and that's what he's doing right now.
Yep. And then Dylan Efron agrees with Rob, says, Bob the drag queen, you're an amazing actor. And I grew up with an actor. And Bob the drag queen, he's so petty. He goes, yeah, but not a good one.
Yeah. Oh, and Dolores is like, oh, that wasn't very nice. And I agreed. I was like, do you know who Zac Efron is? Like, he's been in so many movies, and even Dylan has been in more movies than Bob the drag queen has ever been in. So
that was so funny. Hi, Shay. That was so funny. I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure I mean, it doesn't matter if he's a good actor or not, considering his paychecks say that he is a really good actor.
And all the girls love Zac Efron, so
right. I just love that. It was just like so petty drag queen, and I thought it was kind of amazing.
Oh yes.
And then let's see. So then we finally get to the vote.
Well, actually, before that, Rob says to Bob that he's trying to flip on him, and that if Bob isn't a traitor, that they can get rid of him next. And that was kind of a good play for Rob as
It
well.
was, actually, you're right.
And then Bob was like, I'm going to bury you under the sand. I was like, oh gosh, this is getting good. And that's when
Um,
Alan shuts it down.
yes, he says, it's time to vote. Now that's where I did the votes. I did, everybody voted for Bob except Gabby and Derek and Robin and
Yep.
Nikki voted Sierra, and then Tom and Wes voted Nikki,
Yep.
and Bob the Drag Queen voted Rob.
Yep.
I think otherwise everybody else then voted Bob the Drag Queen, and
Yeah, it was good because for a minute it was back and forth with Bob and Sierra. And then they threw out Nikki, and then it was just Bob, 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 Bob. And then a couple Nikki and Sierras, and then Bob, 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 Bob. And it was like, yes.
yeah.
And he did go out in a dramatic fashion, which I loved.
I did too. It was very. Let's see. I wrote him his words down exactly. He says, "I'm faithful. Listen to my words very carefully. I will tell a truth, but I will never tell a lie. All of you know I've never lied, guys. I said I swear to God, God." They are all holding their breath, and Bob then says, "That was a lie. I don't believe in God. I'm a traitor."
Yes. And everyone starts cheering, like, oh my God, we got a traitor out.
Yes.
It was good. It was good to see, but it was also like, do you realize what just happened?
Yeah, that's when Danielle realizes who she's really in bed with. She's like, "Oh shit, Rob's running this shit now. I'm in trouble."
Yes. And the previews for next week, you can see that Danielle is going to be gunning for Rob. And she kind of gets Carolyn to think that Rob's going to turn on her. If he could vote for Bob, he could vote for her. And I'm just like, oh no.
I didn't see the previews. Thank you. I was
Whew.
wondering. I didn't
That's
take
all
a
I
look.
saw. That's all I saw.
I was sleepy. I'm like, I finished it like at 2:30. I'm like, okay, I just want to take a little nap before we start show.
Bob was such a great villain, but his mistake was throwing another traitor under the bus.
Yes. He also was too much in charge, like large and in charge, like really trying to run everything at every moment. And that was going to get old quick regardless.
Yes. Yep.
So it wasn't necessarily bad, except Rob just did it so callously. I mean, he's going to have to be careful, but at the same time, it's good. It's good.
I was surprised to see that Danielle voted for Bob the Drag Queen, but her game plan kind of at the round table too was like, if I don't vote for him, then like people are going to think that I'm a traitor, or like maybe this will like sway the people to think that I'm a faithful as well.
Right, right.
Which it's kind of a smart move, though people are already very suspect of her, so we'll see.
Now we've got Not That Laura Marie says, I think Wes ended up being the smartest one at the end of the night by saying, how could someone be 100% sure someone else was a traitor while everyone was celebrating Rob and getting the others he was speaking with to see the only way Rob could have been 100% certain of Bob, the drag queen like he was, is if he's also a traitor.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that did happen at the very end too.
Wes is very smart. He plays a lot of those challenge games on MTV, and they're very smart challenge games.
Yeah. Like so many of these people are very game challenge like oriented into this, any survivor, big brother player or challenger is all going to have this kind of a gaming mind, and some of these people are just the best of the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been so good.
So I love it.
I think that's it.
Yes, I can't wait for next week. It's going to get really interesting with Danielle and Rob. And
Yes.
at this point, I feel like the traitors are just going to keep going after each other because Danielle's not happy. Rob's kind of onto Danielle. People are onto Danielle. He can kind of maybe convince people that Danielle's a traitor. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Right. I want Carolyn to pull out of this. I want her to go far.
Me too. I really love her.
We need more of her faces and everything. We just need more Carolyn.
Yes.
She's like not real talkative, but she's still so animated and kind of amazing in her own way. So
I'm rooting for her.
But yeah, can you think of anything else, or anybody in chat have anything else?
Sandoval needs to go home though. Someone needs to vote him out.
No.
No, we need him just so we can make fun of him. Because he's kind of like a deer in the headlights with everything.
He is. And then let's see, Pippi says Pee Wee Herman needs Bob the drag queen's fashion sense. Damn that yellow suit and that black wet rat he wears around his neck.
I will give Bob the drag queen that. He had a better fashion game than a little bit so far of Alan, but I love Alan. His fashion game is usually on point. He's been a little bit out of the box.
It was better last year. I think this year he's got a lot to hold up to, and
he's trying extra hard.
Yeah. So
but then he's also dressing Lala too, which that's just so cute to see.
I know. I love how they match. It's so cute. What do you all think of a community style game? It could be interesting if we could figure something out.
I would love to do it.
I would too, but I don't have a brain that works like that, but I would absolutely love it. I love those type of things.
For the most part, it came from a card game. So I can buy the cards probably on Amazon, and from there we would have to do it. But like, you still have to pick the people to be traitors. So that would probably be the hardest part, but we'd be able to maybe whoever's the host can let the people know in advance before the game starts, kind of a thing.
Shay wants to know if Sandoval is the crazy looking guy. So I'm going to show this video again. And although the heads are a little bit cut off, you'll still hopefully be able to see who Tom Sandoval is. Let's see, where did it go? Video clips.
Most Reality wants to know why Sandoval was so sweaty. Was the castle cold or hot?
The castle was not cold. I think Sandoval was imbibing in, probably drinking a lot of Coke or something, and it had too much sugar in his system.
Okay. Lisa.
What the fuck, bitch? 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 What the fuck?
Love that. I love that. I've been sending Cooch all week all the funny Sandoval clips that all the Vanderpump fan people keep posting.
Shay, hopefully you could tell in that video which one was Tom. He had the pit stains. My formatting really sucked, so I apologize.
He's the deer in the headlights next to Sam, who is like Brittany's ex, who also looks kind of like a deer in headlights too sometimes.
Right. Cool. Well, I guess that's it.
Yes, I can't wait for next week, and I love this game so far. I think this is so far. I'm enjoying this season a lot more than I did last season, and I can't wait to see Kate and Parvati come in. So it's gonna be there's gonna be so many more twists. We're only at the beginning, so
I know. Oh, good, Shay. I'm glad it's who you thought. Yeah, I can't wait to see the different twists. I'm excited to see how they're going to bring them in and what role they're going to play, and just all of it. Because we're only on episode 4, and this runs through mid-March. So we've got several weeks to go. So, Jackie, thank you so much, everybody in all the chats. Thank you very much for tuning in to us, and we will be back either next Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, see you guys then.
And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and play our intro as our outro, and have a great night.
Come friend, come foe, come mates in the game, forever entwined under cover of night. The traitors will